Alright y'all, today I'm going to be eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all from a Korean convenience store. All of these foods came out to a grand total of $10.83. Not a bad price at all. And these things are all things that you can find at any Korean convenience store, handpicked by a ring lady who is Korean and knows this stuff better than I would probably. So some of these things you might find a little bit interesting, but it's Korean style. You know, if you're going to school here, going to work, you might see your coworkers or classmates eating something like this for lunch, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, especially if you're balling on a budget. So I'll give you a quick rundown of what I got here. I have an egg sandwich and a coffee for breakfast, something light, you know. Over here for lunch, I have some ramen and triangle kimbap. And in Japan, you might see something like this a lot. They call it onigiri. No. Yeah? Hold on. I don't know. In Korea, they call this samgak kimbap, which is triangle kimbap. And over here, we have a Toshi, which also might look like a bento box. This has a lot of stuff in it, and this is what I'm going to be eating for dinner. This needs to be microwaved. Obviously, I'm going to need some hot boiling water for this, so we'll get into that later. Let's just start off with the breakfast. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be breaking down all of the calorie info, the protein, sodium, carbs, sugars, fats. Some of these are pretty surprising. Actually, I'm not going to talk about it individually, just as a whole, 1 day's worth of food. So let me just start off with breakfast here. If you ever come to Korea, you'll see coffees like this. Maybe it's a thing other places now, but when I first came to Korea, I saw this coffee for the first time. Not the specific brand or anything, but just this style of cup and straw. And I thought it was pretty interesting. So you have a straw attached to the side, and you might be thinking that's a short straw. Can you see that? But it's extendable. So, and then you poke it through the top here. You got a little bend to it. This is just a cold brew black coffee. It's not bad. I mean, take this to work, sit it on your desk, be sipping on it, you know? And as well as this, something pretty easy to eat over here in Korea. Breakfast as we know it in America is, or you know, in other Western countries is a little bit different. There's not really a specific thing that you would sit down and eat: eggs, bacon, hash browns. Like some things that we would only eat in the morning. I feel like, yeah, a lot of times at home you would just eat whatever, you know, stuff you would eat at lunch or dinner over here in Korea. But this is, I guess, a little bit of a different example. This is something that's more like on the run, obviously, because I got all this stuff from a convenience store. So here is what these sandwiches are looking like. You've probably seen something like this before. I mean, they're pretty basic egg salad sandwiches. Let's try it out. Yeah, so not bad. They feel pretty light in the hand, not making too much of a mess. There's all kinds of sandwiches at Korean convenience stores. Most of them, in my opinion, are bogus. This one's not that bad. A lot of them put just, in my opinion, unnecessary things in them. I like how bare bones this is. It reminds me of the a 7-Eleven egg sandwich that I had in Japan, which is really good. Probably better than this, gotta be honest. But I feel like for me, I would not complain about this for breakfast, this little combo right here. Nothing too heavy. If I got something going on in the day, maybe I will eat a breakfast. Usually I don't. But if I have a really busy day, maybe I will eat a little something just to get, you know, the juices flowing. And it'll always be something light, you know. If I don't have anything going on in the day and I'm like, need a good solid hangover breakfast, I'll just go all out. But yeah, if I'm gonna be out and about, something like this actually, to me, is pretty perfect. My bad, didn't really show you on this camera, but you know, It's probably about what you'd expect. All right, I'm gonna get some water. Now, I don't have drinks for lunch and dinner, but I guess you could if you want. I'm just gonna continue drinking this. And I'm gonna go get some boiling water and cook this ramen. BRB. I've never had this ramen that I know of. Apparently it's an OG ramen called Yor. I think it's supposed to be spicy. And since I don't know what's in here, might as well find out together. Keeping it real simple, just one packet. I actually kind of like that. And you know what? I'm just gonna take this off because I got a little trick to show you here. Now, I was thinking about making maybe my own ramen hack video. Maybe I will someday still. But according to the direction, where'd that go? According to the directions, you're only supposed to, peel it halfway, fill it up, and then cover it up so everything kind of cooks inside. I deem that unnecessary. I've only done one test on it, so this is kind of a secondary test. But I feel like there's actually something to it, where if you don't cover it, it might actually turn out better. So since I haven't had this before, I won't have anything to compare it to. But my thinking is, if you put it in like that, this ramen is still gonna cook. And I like my ramen a little bit al dente. The thing is, when you have it like this, and you only have part of it open, you can only put in water into the middle, and it doesn't really mix up the powder in there. So I like to, this is what I'm gonna be experimenting with. Putting it in there like that, and then just immediately mixing it all up. So those noodles will just absorb all of that flavor. And they'll cook fine. Unless you're some kind of ramen genius, some kind of ramen gosu or, sensei or guru, perhaps. It doesn't really matter. I mean, at the end of the day, you're eating cup noodles, so how good can they be? I think they can be pretty good, even if you do it this way, is what I'm saying. And even now, so after just a minute, all the noodles are breaking up. All that, that hot broth is soaking into the middle, where initially or originally by the directions, it would have just been covered and like sitting there, not really mixing well. But while this sits just for another minute, I'm gonna open up this. This is tuna mayo, triangle kimbap. The packaging of these is very interesting. I can never really quite get it right, but there's a pull tab. And you kind of have to be aggressive with it. I still have no idea how that is packaged, but it is. So anyway, so probably seen something like this before. In the middle of this will be a mixture of tuna and mayo, and it's just a very good combination with ramen like this. So let's try it out. No affiliations. Yeah, and here's the thing. Depending on how fast you eat this, these noodles will continue to get more and more cooked, I guess, and even soggy. So, I don't know. The lid off technique is just one that I really think works. I'm liking that. But let's try this as well. You can start to see a little bit of that filling inside. I'll tell you what, that's a combo. It's a bit of a light lunch, but that's exactly what I'm looking for. You're not looking for I'm not looking for a heavy lunch, or else I'm sleeping at my desk. You know what I'm saying? I might be even with a light lunch, but, let's try the old dip. Yeah, that's really good. I really like these. I don't eat them as much as I used to. I don't know why. I should probably start eating them more again. The tuna and mayo, you can't go wrong with it. They have a lot of good flavors. But definitely try this combo right here. This is a match. One of my, I'd say top, when it comes to Korean food, I know this is not the most fancy food, but it's got to be one of the top 10 combos. Maybe not exactly the triangle, any type of kimbap. It could be just traditional, the roll cut up, or triangle version like this, with any kind of ramen really, but the spicy one is pretty good. Not that spicy, but it is what it is. Right now, noodles perfectly cooked. Noodles are perfectly cooked right now. This is great. And let me just show you one more trick. That wasn't it. Hold on. You take this, right? I probably, have I shown this before? I don't know. One of the first things that I was shown when I first came to Korea. How do you do it? You kind of fold it up. And then you can make a little cone, makeshift bowl, if you will. So if you are sharing this, I guess, or if you don't want to just eat, if you want to eat in more of a refined manner, I suppose you can kind of do one of these. I never really do that though, to be honest with you. All right, all the noodles gone. I don't think I'm gonna eat all that sodium, or drink all that sodium basically. And yeah, because just wait until I get to the end of this video. There are some shocking stats when it comes to that. Actually, not that shocking, pretty, well, some of them actually are quite surprising. All right, anyway, on to this one. This is the Toshi. This has a bunch of schniz in it. Oh, shit. You can get all types of Toshiraks. You can get stuff with, I don't know. But this one I have, I mean, that just, to the eye, looks so nice. Tell me that doesn't. You have like a main part with rice, and I don't even know what's all in here. I think this is tteokgalbi. We have just different side dishes, a couple, I'm guessing maybe quail eggs or some small bird of some sort, a couple pieces of chicken, maybe some sausage, some egg, more side dishes. This looks like some kind of bulgogi right here. I'm gonna go microwave this and then taste everything and maybe give you a better idea of exactly what I'm working with, BRB. By the way, this takes, I believe like 3 minutes in the microwave. On 700 watt, that is. So you always want to be careful of that. And a little update after breakfast and lunch. I am feeling satisfied, for sure. I think this would definitely be enough food these days for me. I'm kind of not eating that much these days, but I think it would definitely be enough to fill me up personally for a full day. And that's not a bad price. I don't know how healthy it is. There's probably a lot of preservatives. And spoiler alert, a lot of sodium. But, you know, maybe that's why, maybe I could skip out on some of that sodium by not drinking all that salt broth. By the way, this is also a good time to mention there's a lot of different combos. This is one way to do it. There's other different ways of doing it. So maybe I could do a part two, maybe with American food, see if they got any kind of like American food that I could find for lunch and dinner. I probably could. But yeah, if this video gets any views, then we'll see. Ooh, that's hot. All right, so let's just take a little bit of a closer look at what we're working with. I believe, like I said, this is tteokgalbi, which is kind of a minced. It's like a burger, but Korean style burger patty on top of a better bed of rice. And I believe you can probably use pork or beef for this, but don't quote me on that. Don't know what that is. It looks like this has a mixture. This might be ham. I definitely see some sausage-looking things, but I don't know if that's all that's in there. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that these are quail eggs and mystery. So, I mean, usually they're like radish or pickled, some kind of pickled vegetable. These right here, this looks like a sausage that is filled with japchae. Japchae, which is a Korean noodle type of dish, but I've never seen anything like that. Should have probably done my research a little bit more, but it is what it is. That's kind of the fun of these sometimes. You don't know what it is, you eat it, and you're like, that's not very good, and you don't eat anymore, but sometimes you're like, what's this? And you try it, and like, damn, that's fire. Chicken, 2 pieces, boneless chicken pieces right here. This is the bulgogi, I believe that's probably what they're calling this. So level of kimchi, and this looks to be cooked, and some cucumber stuff. A little rolled egg omelet here, and yeah, it's not a bad little spread. Definitely will keep you entertained while eating. Let's try the main real quick. Most of the time when you go to a Korean convenience store and you get something like this, they'll give you these chopsticks. I got these chopsticks when I bought this earlier today. Only one pair though, so let's try this. It's not bad. That's not too bad. When it comes to tteokgalbi, which is a highly overlooked food, Korean food, I feel like. I've had way better. I think I heard this is what the kings used to eat back in the day while all the peasants were eating, who knows what they were eating, but not this. And this is one of my favorite foods if you can find a good spot. But surprising lack of good spots. I feel like there's even like it's overlooked even in Korea. It's just not that common, I feel like. But if you know a spot, let me know. I'd give that, when you're balling on a budget, I mean, that's pretty good. Let's try these. So that is one downfall of this type of thing. You have to microwave everything. So some of these things I feel like might be better cold, and they might have an option on what they can put in here, because there's certain things you can't put a salad in here because no one wants to eat hot lettuce, you know what I mean? This, I have no idea what this is. It tastes like, it's a little bit sweet. It tastes like some kind of dried roots marinated in something. I don't know. That's one that I probably just skip over. Or I probably eat if I was really hungry. Sausage. Tossed in maybe like a catsup type of sauce. Yeah, it's all sausage. Originally I thought it might be sausage and fish cake mixed, but that's all sausage. Let's try the egg. 2 different types of eggs. Well, 4 different types of meats. That's nice right there. This has a texture of some kind of squid-like creature. That's what I think this is. Some kind of sea creature. very finely chopped up. You can taste kind of that seafoodiness. It's not bad. Better than this. Now, whatever this thing is. So you can kind of see the inside of that. That's not bad. Very tasty. I still have never seen the likes of that before. Chicken. Okay. Yeah. The chicken texture on that. I mean, it's hard to complain with the price on this. I said total, less than $11. And yeah, you're only getting 2 pieces of chicken, and it's not the best, but it's decent enough. I kind of like it. I actually kind of like it. That might have been my favorite meat so far, actually, even though compared to like actual legit chicken, not even close. Can't hold a candle. But I like the flavor on it. The texture is kind of lacking, slacking. Kimchi that's been like stir fried. I guess, yeah, if they put in like fresh kimchi and you had to put it in the microwave, not sure how well that would work. Cucumbers, I believe. Those are pretty good. Second style of egg, rolled omelet. I feel like this might be low key. That's not bad. It's not bad. And last but not least, I think it's this bulgogi, which it actually might not even be that. It just kind of looks like it. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that's what it is. And so that's the thing as well. You could eat. I could just finish these off. These, they're all right. A little bit. Just compared to the real thing that you can eat fresh at a restaurant is a pretty big difference. So what I'm gonna do, finish that off, and then just throw some of this in the rice pocket here. Similar flavors, definitely different though. Let's see. And then throw an egg. Let me tell you what, I'm getting full. I'll tell you this, I'm getting much more full than the equivalent number of calories eaten in a different form factor. If you gave me this amount of calories in pizza, I would still be very hungry and surpass it and keep on eating in one sitting, but something about it. Something about it. Which I will be revealing all the, some of the nutritional info after I get done eating this rice and this, I guess. I don't particularly want that, but don't want to waste it either. I'm just gonna shovel this down and I will be right back. Legitimately full. Wow. All right, there we go. breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all from a Korean convenience store, all for a good price. Down the hatch. Now let's get into it. How many calories was that? Take a guess. Well, I finished chewing this. That was a grand total of 1,950 calories, which is believable. That one, I think that's about spot on. I think, honestly, you got to take these numbers with a grain of salt, since I didn't drink all that salt water on the at the bottom of that ramen cup. I'm sorry, I know what you're saying, just get on with it already, stop with the rambling. I just have to preface this by saying these numbers and percentages I'm going to throw out specifically are based on a, 2,000 calorie diet, which we all know is, well, it's just a guide, okay? And everyone's different, so don't base these numbers on, and I'm not a health guy. Don't base these numbers on your particular diet, but it is what it is. So calories, 1,950, 97.5% of your caloric intake per day. Protein, 62 grams. And according to, I use ChatGPT, 62 grams of protein for everything there, 124% of your daily intake. It's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, if you're trying to really build a lot of muscle or something, probably not enough for you. Probably need double, triple that perhaps, maybe even more if you're just some huge guy or gal, but 62 grams, according to this, 124%. Now sodium, very high, 4,321 milligrams, which according to my sources, 187.87% of your daily intake. And that number there is kind of interesting. I think it's trying to tell me something. 187.87. You basically don't want to be eating this sodium every day on a daily basis, I don't think, which, you kind of come to expect it with foods like ramen, with stuff that's got to be, the shelf life on it is not, some of it has, longer shelf life than others, but maybe, I don't know. Stuff like this you just expect to be pretty salty. So almost double the amount of sodium that or the powers that be tell you to eat per day. Carbs, 235.5 grams of carbs, which apparently is 85.64%. I don't know anything about that, but it seems like a normal amount. I don't know. I never really track carbs or anything, so I have no idea on that. As well as this one's sugar. I never track sugar either. 30 grams. Surprisingly, this is probably the most surprising one to me. 30 grams of sugar for 60% of your daily intake, which, I guess if you think about it, there's probably not that much sugar in a lot of these foods. But you always hear me complaining about how a lot of Korean food, they put a lot of sugar into it. And I thought that one would definitely be higher than what it is. Only 30 grams, only 60% sugar in a full day's worth of food. Not too bad. And maybe there's something to it, or maybe there's not. But, yeah, anyway, last but not least, fat. 84 grams of fat, coming out to 107.69% of your daily fat intake. And again, don't trust these percentages. Don't trust me. Don't trust anybody. But, just loosely based on these guidelines here, I think that's a solid number. I'm not complaining about that. I would be concerned with the sodium, but I'm wondering how much of that would be alleviated if I just ate the noodles and threw away the broth at the end. Obviously, you're still taking in a decent amount of sodium from that. But overall, that meal right there does not seem too bad for the price. Now, obviously, you also have to mention all of the preservatives and stuff like that. Well, interestingly enough, there might not, I didn't look into this, but some of these have a very short shelf life and need to be refrigerated. This needed to be refrigerated, and it has a shelf life, expires tomorrow, as well as the triangle kimbap and around the same time, and the egg sandwich. So it's not like these things are shelf stable and can sit on your shelf for months or years. They do expire pretty quickly, which makes me believe, or makes me tell myself, oh, it's not that bad because, probably slightly less preservatives in there. But who knows? I don't know anything about preservatives. I don't know really anything about nutrition. Look at me. I just eat a bunch of junk food for a living. But anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I found some of these numbers and this eating experience very interesting. Let me know what you think. And this is going to be a very long video, but well, hopefully some of you all enjoyed it. I'm skating out here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!